Right, now let's move to mountain biking, and this is an event that many are talking about. Not many have ridden it yet, but I bet after you've seen this you will be looking where you can enter. It's the Lesotho Sky. As South Africans, we're truly blessed with an absolute myriad of wonderful areas in which we can explore on our mountain bikes. Lesotho is, for many, an uncharted area, and it is the venue for the Lesotho Sky, one of the most beautiful and toughest events you could possibly wish to ride.
Lesotho Sky started as a very small idea that I had as a passionate cyclist, and after growing up here in Marija in Lesotho, going to primary school here and finishing my schooling in Germany, and I always wanted to come back to this place and see what it is really about. It just happened to be that I came back on a bicycle, spent a lot of hours in the mountains riding, and said to myself, wow, this is amazing. I want to bring more people here. I think people need to see this because it's an amazing destination.
No doubt about that. Now, 6 stages make up the Lesotho Sky race, and the first day is a prologue, 24 k's around the back streets of Masiri through many of the villages that line this mountainous city. They don't call it the mountain kingdom for nothing. And some of the best riders in the world had made the pilgrimage to the Lesotho Sky this year. And they were rewarded with some beautiful scenes and great riding and some tough climbs.
First stage of the project was really special, but it was awesome to ride this prologue. Yeah, the village, we are really close to the homes from the Maseru people, and there was also some tough single track sections, and the last K down to the Lesotho Sun Hotel was really difficult. That was a really good start for the Lesotho Sky race, yes.
Technical descending and handled brilliantly by Robbie Powell and Dylan Chilcott, 2 very skilled riders. This event has UCI status, and it attracted not only the fans but some top teams from and riders from around Europe, Germany, Belgium, Holland represented as well. And stage 1, that prologue, won by the Scott Factory Racing pair of Matthijs Beekers and Philip Bass, with Kevin van Ruffels and Louis Bresson Knight in second place for Versluis Contigo, about 7 minutes down. Setting off for stage 1, 80 kilometers, 2,200 meters of climbing from Roma to Ramabanta.
Sometimes the trails are very kind and they're flowing and they're inviting, and then the next minute you go around a corner and there's just boulders and 3 arrowed green arrows and you're heading down some hectic stuff. If you don't have a partner like McGregor who says, careful, careful, you're heading down stuff which you actually wouldn't normally challenge yourself with. So I think over the last week my skills have definitely improved.
We've been involved with Lesotho Sky for 3 years in a row, and for the 3 years we've been a major sponsor of the event. Alliance Insurance is a composite insurance company. We do short-term and long-term insurance, and we are the only Lesotho-owned insurance company in the country.
Wonderful to have the locals racing here, plenty of young men, and they really are challenging. This is the Alliance Insurance 2 pair of Lechesa Tolong and Tebogo Mkatsi. The rural scene is quite beautiful. A novelty for the locals, but they certainly did enjoy it. Day 2, stage 1, done and dusted. Another win for Scott Factory Racing. Beekers and Bass in 4 hours and 2 minutes. Beautiful dawn greeted the riders for day 2. Louis Bresson Knight for Contigo and Kevin van Ruffels head off.
Listen, I come from a downhill background, so I reckon I've done my fair share of rough riding, motorbikes, enduro, stuff like that. And yes, you can't put it into words. Like, you do ride the best trails there are. It's all cattle tracks, hiking trails, and we all know that hiking trails are the best. Cattle trails quite close in contention, but phenomenal. It's 90% of the time it's smooth, kind of smoother riding. Start breaking your back, kind of bumpy stuff. Corrugation, that's a bad bumpy we don't like. But spectacular views, good trails, really technical, fast flowing, steep climbs, gradual climbs. You literally cover each and every basis there is in the mountain biking book, if you want to put it that way.
LM Radio became involved. This is our first year becoming involved with Lesotho Sky. We were broadcasting the results and obviously doing a lot of other social media updates on our site for Lesotho Sky. But next year we intend to do a lot more and hopefully sponsor a team that would be first prize.
Lesotho Sky is an extraordinary event. These are not manicured trails designed for mountain bikes. They're carved out by the hooves of horses, sheep, goats and cattle, and the odd donkey as well. In many respects, this is true mountain biking and exploring. Open to the elements, these trails are tricky to ride. Not for Philip Base Matthijs Bekkers, they win again ahead of Bressenijp and Van Hoofels. The day trippers, Di Thomas and Steve Thomas. They just love this type of thing. 70 Ks and 1,700 meters awaited them for the next day. Ramabata to Malalialia.
Yeah, compared to other marathon races and stage races, it's definitely something that's very unique, and I think it's a good thing. You'll get real mountain bikers here. It's your skill really gets tested to the limit, and I mean that's your confidence as well. And I think as the days go along, you sort of build more confidence, and it gets more fun, and you sort of realize what you and your bike can do. And I think with some of the back markers, I think it might be a cool thing for them to, sort of test push their limits going down on the downhills.
We just saw an opportunity. It's very perfect to sponsor something that is growing, that you see that has potential of growth, and with the sport, rehabilitation is always good. So we went into that and tried to see how we could actually go through it, and we got advice from other people on how they did it before, and we don't regret one bit.
Everyone who rode this event in 2013 will have a similar sentiment. It's big sky country and big mountain country as well. Robbie Powell, he knows a thing or two about popping a wheelie. Racing up front, Base and Bekkers, Bressenijp and Van Hoofels had it all to their own, and some lovely, fast, sweeping district roads to deal with as well. And the odd herd of goats, but at the finish it was Scott Ratty racing ahead of Versluis Contigo once again, consolidating their lead. The next day, an 88-kilometre stage, 1,750 metres of climbing from Malalialia to Roma Trading Post.
I knew it would be hard for me, but I also knew that I'll make it, because I believe I can always make it. It was my first time to compete a lot of kilometers that I did on Lesotho Sky 2013.
And those teams from Lesotho, and this one particular, Lesotho Standard Bank, Patetso Mnese and Tumisang Tabe, were quite superb. They, in fact, were lying in 4th place.
We are very impressed with our team. If you look at it, that they performed very well now, coming 4th overall, and the fastest local team. That says a lot, and it obviously augurs very well with the Standard Lesotho Bank brand, because our interest is promoting sport.
Rural Africa, there is a special magic about it. Experiencing it on a mountain bike in an event like the Lesotho Sky enhances the senses and brings you right down to earth. And up to the sky, of course. The stage had some wonderful riding. Gates of Paradise Pass, some wonderful single track through many little villages and up the Tabatele mountain landmark before flying down to the finish. The 10 Diamond team were in 8th place. Even the shoes were smiling. The final day, a shorter day kilometre-wise, but still plenty of hard work. 1,250 metres of climbing out and back from Roma, 51 Ks.
In Europe, when we have a stage with 50 or 60 K like today, we ride the half of this track on tar road or cycling lanes. Then we have 30 K gravel road and less than 10 K on single tracks or trails. And the trails are most times in the wood. They are really soft, not so hard like here. We don't have that big rock sections, and so it's really easy to ride in Europe. You can ride with a hardtail, you don't need a full suspension bike, and yeah, so it's more harder here than in Europe.
Yes, this is Africa at its roughest. But you wouldn't want to experience it any other way. Oh. Truly spectacular scenery.
Thanks to all the riders that came here this year, especially the ones that are here for the first time, also the ones that came back for the third time. That is a huge motivation for us to see people coming back to experience exactly the vibe and the trails and the riding here again and again. This is the Sky family. This is what we are hoping to build. And well, I hope to see you again next year.
I'm sure you will. For Slice Contigo won the stage, Craft Rocky Mountain second, Scott Factory Racing the overall winners. This Lesotho Sky is a race that is going places. It really does look spectacular. It does look special, the Lesotho Sky. It's growing and growing, and looking at some of that riding, it is absolutely beautiful. I know my friend David Bristow does a lot of riding around the country. He said Lesotho is their secret in South African mountain biking. Doesn't it look beautiful? I think, haven't you done some there, Andrew?
I have. I've been with Nick White.
Yes.
We did a tour through from Sony Pass Hotel through coming out at Vreesburg at the other end. And you've got to be technically quite awake because it's challenging. Quite a lot of erosion happens and you've got to be awake, but absolutely beautiful, pristine, and probably, I think, better suited as a ride than a race. A ride to stop and enjoy the views and just enjoy riding your mountain bike. I know it's getting UCI points and it'll probably start to attract a real racing top end at the front, which is great. But if you want to get away for a few days and just enjoy your mountain bike in the mountains, then that would be the one to do.
I mean, there's just so many. You rode in a beautiful part of the country in South Africa, the Atacras, this thing. But this Lesotho Sky looks different, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got a different terrain altogether, and you're riding at altitude as well. And some of the best passes the country has to offer in Lesotho, obviously. And I think also the spectators, they're just something different, you know, on the side of the road that you don't usually see quite often. But great to see, and I hope that the race does grow and go from strength to strength, and I'm sure it will do so.
Well, I wonder if it'll reach the level of the Nedbank Sony to see this.